Oh, so I just want to say something before the video starts. So because I didn't really credit in the beginning, I want to just now say thank you for Max Yolo 01 and Sandpaper Dreams for showcasing around. And yeah, usually we had planned to make this showcase not longer than 15 minutes, but just because there was so much to show in this server, we just decided to go on. It got way longer than intended, but it's really interesting and it definitely is worth to watch the whole video. So yeah, thank you for watching. Thank you for both of you to showcase the whole server, and yeah, enjoy. Thank you. So welcome to the next showcase. Today we're on the Build the Earth France server, and I'm together with an admin and a helper. Welcome.
Hi.
Thank you for having us.
All right, so yeah, let's just begin.
Okay, so the first build that we're gonna show you is Turen. This is a small village in basically the middle of the France. And what's interesting about it is it was only built in 48 hours. It was the first event that we did back in May. And
Okay.
if I go and check the list, we actually have 40 individual builders that were part of it. And yeah, it's really nice to see how much details could be put on this build in only 2 days.
Mm-hmm.
The number of buildings. There's even a cemetery somewhere. Where is it?
Down the hill is a church.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. There's a church. Even all of the terraforming was done. And yeah, so we're pretty proud of this event. It's actually our biggest one, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
As you can see, there's
wow.
a lot
Yes.
of it that was done.
We also tried to get the attention of the actual mayor of this village by tweeting the photos of it at him. He never responded, though.
Okay.
No, didn't we get some? I don't remember.
Would be cool.
Yeah. Well, we try to do this after every event, but sometimes they're just lazy and they don't answer us.
How many % of the city is done?
That's basically the whole city. It's a village, so
okay.
It's not
okay.
it's not that big, but
the
whole village was
completely complete.
Yeah, you can even see some of the gardens, the pools. It's really cool.
There are some farms here and there on the outside that aren't built, but everywhere in the village center, yeah, is complete.
Okay, cool.
Okay,
probably one of the first towns that are actually completely complete. Cool.
Yeah, in France, I guess it's the first village that was fully done. So the next location, we can TP to the second warp,
which is going to be in former Alsace-Lorraine. We are going to Strasbourg. And the main reason we have this as a tour spot isn't actually right near the warp, but there are some cool buildings here. It is actually over here with the Cathédrale de Strasbourg. The second tallest cathedral in France, standing at, I believe, 150 meters.
Wow.
It is notorious for having only one spire, despite the design calling for 2.
Okay, I just wanted to ask if it's still a work in progress.
No, the cathedral is actually done.
Yeah.
Okay.
The second architect to work on the cathedral he hated symmetry, so he decided to only have one spire.
Okay. Interesting.
And this entire cathedral was built by Willy, who is traveling with us, but he's silent. You can always ask him for any of his building strategies, planning, or skills, because on the server, he is essentially our gold standard of anything churches, Gothic, cathedrals.
Yeah, this looks amazing, to be honest.
Yeah. And do you plan to build the interior? Because I think it's not built yet, right?
Yeah, the interior is not done, and I think I asked him a few days ago, and he said that maybe one day he will.
Okay. Because I think this also can look really impressive from the inside. Such a huge cathedral.
For sure. But then from the inside, most of the cathedrals are really precise, with a lot of precision on the colors and stuff, so I'm not sure it would look as good on Minecraft as in real
Okay.
life.
Especially the stained glass windows.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
but yeah, that's
Okay,
Strasbourg.
cool.
Okay, so once again, so we're in Amiens first of all. It's a city in north of France. Yeah, north, like north of Paris, I would say. And
Mhm.
again, the big build of this place was again done by Willy. I don't know why, but this dude loves cathedrals.
Mhm.
And yeah, there's another cathedral, and it's as huge as the other one. You can see that it's a bit different than the other one though, because of the color scheme. Here it's a lot more white,
Yeah.
like bone blocks. What other blocks? Like you have mushroom blocks. Well, the
Mhm.
other one was like kind of red, orangish.
It so the color of the cathedral is very much influenced by the region that is built in. A lot of the stuff up north and in Paris is based off of limestone,
Okay.
so that is what gives it its white hue. A lot of brick out into the east, so Strasbourg, and then also in Clermont-Ferrand, the cathedral is entirely black due to the volcanic stone that is available.
Okay. And did you already build the interior here? No.
No,
Okay.
but I believe this is the first on Wheelie's list to do
Okay.
once he starts doing the
Okay.
interiors. Yes,
Okay.
a floor has been added. But the inside the cathedrals is really hard to do, especially with Minecraft's take on lighting,
Yeah, yeah.
especially in this mod pack where it's notorious to glitch
True.
a lot.
Maybe with RTX we get like cool light effects in Minecraft. We will see.
Yeah, but PC would probably die
Yeah.
before.
Yeah.
Yeah. My shaders do not like my computer sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
Not sure that RTX and cubic chunks
Yeah.
best. Yeah.
Together well, yes. But the next place we will be going is to Pays de la Loue, to the city of Nantes. And while Turen was our first completed village, Nantes is our most progressed city,
Okay.
in which it has the most of it being built. This is mainly by two people, Lucas Bild and Smiler. Smiler is notorious for coding a lot of the stuff that is used throughout BTE. He was one of the people that helped set up the big network that allows us to travel throughout Europe, like in EU.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, you probably know him for TerraMap. He's the actual
Yeah.
developer of it.
Okay.
Yes, so make sure to give him thanks for that. But the main stage of Nantes is the castle that has been completed, and then also the beginnings of a third wheelie cathedral, La Cathédrale de. Yeah, so earlier this year, about 2 or 3 months ago, there was an enormous fire in Nantes, sadly confirmed to be arson, that destroyed most of the stained glass windows and also destroyed a 300-year-old cathedral. So we decided, much like Notre-Dame de Paris, that we are going to build it as it once stood and not in its current state.
Okay. Definitely. Cool
And
idea.
if we continue to the left of the cathedral, we also head towards the Marie or Hôtel de Ville.
As you can see, this town has like a lot of progress,
Mhm.
and it's really amazing that only 2 people worked on it.
Definitely.
Yeah, and most of the time nowadays it is Lucas
Yeah,
build.
only Lucas built, so
Yeah,
props to him.
Smiler has been busy
Coding.
writing code to make sure everything stays smooth, so
Mhm.
he is definitely not slacking.
Okay, wow. Looks really
Yeah.
clean and really perfect, everything in this town. Like all the
Yeah,
houses and the trees and the alley. Cool.
yeah, Lucas takes a lot of pride in his builds, so he puts a lot of attention to detail.
Mm-hmm.
So we can go to the next warp, which is le Palais de l'Élysée. So I don't know if you know what this build is, but this is basically the residence of the French president.
Okay.
So it's kind of the White House of France.
France.
It's in the middle of Paris, like 2 or 3 streets away from the Champs-Élysées. And yeah, this build was only done by Luca Pedraza, which doesn't sound very French as a name, but he is French. And yeah, as we can see the main building, and also behind it, if we go to the north, there's the actual gardens of it.
Mm-hmm.
And
Already quite some progress.
Yeah, just to the southwest of the gardens is the Champs-Élysées.
it's hard to think that like we're in the middle of Paris because nothing is built around it, but this is in the middle of Paris, so
Sadly, a lot of the building in Paris is all over the 14th arrondissement.
Yeah. And I think if we come back like to the beginning, so like on the front of the building, there's even the how is it called again? This place where the ministers are, I think, that started over here. Yeah. He started also doing some facade around it to not try to only make like one building at one point, but have few of them. So yeah,
cool.
Looks cool. In a perfect diagonal also.
Yeah, the next build we are going to Trakheim. We are just south of Strasbourg. And obviously the architecture style changed with it. There is a lot more fachwerk here than anywhere else.
Yeah.
This is also just one person. I believe this is
Tita Rex.
Yeah, Titanos Rex.
Titanos Rex. And he built all of the town by himself.
Yeah, this is all entirely him.
And what's interesting about the town is actually it's almost all straight. It looks weird.
Yeah.
It looks weird because we're so used now to have diagonal buildings that having something straight it looks weird.
Yeah, true.
But
I just didn't saw it. But yes, wow.
There's a church,
really lucky.
And actually, this church, the inside of the church is done, I believe. Where do you go? I don't know if you are here. You can go in the church and it's done.
To the tower, but okay. Oh wow, okay. Briefly smaller than like the cathedral we just saw, but also
it's still big from the inside. But yeah, we can see like the problems with lighting and stuff, which is a bit annoying. But we do what we have.
Yeah.
No, but I think this village really goes to show the power of one person that is very motivated and does not get burnt out easily doing the same house 100 times.
Yeah, I think this is a problem many builders encountered, and only like some actually kept building.
Yeah,
for sure.
And this is like the result of it. Really cool and really impressive. All the builds we see in like the last month that are just like built by single persons or like 1-2 person. Just impressive. Really cool.
Yeah, a very small committed team seems to be able to do a lot more than a large team that really doesn't care. So now we will go to the next one, which is a place as famous as Paris, Le Mont-Saint-Michel in Normandy.
We have seen that in the
renders of
in the past weeks.
It's probably one of the biggest builds that has been done on. Well, not the biggest, but it
one
is
of the most intricate.
Impressive. So actually, this was done not by BT France, but by the ETB build team, which is a build team composed of a dozen different builders from all around the world.
Different people at most. Yeah.
And they actually did the whole build in like 1.5 months only, which is even more mind-blowing.
For this one, I would recommend exploring it by foot, as a lot of the builders put a large amount of effort into making the ground level actually very detailed, which is something we found a lot of the builds on here almost lacked, was attention to small details. A lot of the shops have interiors, especially along the front of stretch.
Yeah.
You can be lost very easily in the town, actually.
And this month is, like I said, it's pretty famous. It's the second largest tourist attraction in France outside of Paris. It inspired Diagon Alley, with the very narrow and tall buildings along the street. And then also it used a couple of insert shots for Hogwarts. Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
And then
actually, cool.
shouting at the Abbey once again. The entire thing was done by Mr. Megalodon. So that entire thing was a one-person effort over about a month and a half, which is by far the most impressive thing here.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, we saw in the credits that like many different people
and
did
something
like,
that's really interesting in real life about this island is that it's connected to France mainland by a bridge, as you can see it at the spawn of the thing. But before the bridge was made, it was connected to mainland only when the tides were low. So it's something called how is it called in English? I don't remember. It's islands that are how is it called in English? I don't remember. It's islands that are connected to mainland only at certain time of the day, basically.
Islets, I think.
Yeah, something
Islets,
like
I believe, yes.
Yeah, okay.
It was actually a famous prison for a little while, and it's also a perfect defensive position because your enemies can't get to you for about 90% of the day.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah.
There must be like problems with like food and water.
No, actually, only about 50 people live on this mountain.
Yeah, there's almost no one that actually lives on it.
Why are there so many houses then?
Lots of hotels, restaurants, tourist shops.
Okay.
And we're not very far from the actual mainland. Like the mainland is not far, so you can come here by car.
Yeah, there is a small village. There is a small village attached to it, and then you can either walk the bridge or a lot of shuttles will take people back and forth.
Yeah. Okay. But really detailed. I mean,
crazy.
You can definitely, as watching it, you can definitely just try to get on the server by yourself and teleport here and just explore it by yourself.
You can walk around here for a good half an hour to 40 minutes just to look at everything.
More probably, yes. So much detail.
Wow. Yeah, Eartha build, like I said, they were handpicked. It is invite only, so they are choosing the best of the best for the job. I think they might be coming back to France to build the entire country of Monaco, so get ready for that.
We'll see. Future.
We'll see what they build.
Yeah, we'll see what they do next. I'm very excited.
So the next one, we can go to the next one, I guess. So Pointe Saint-Mathieu is... so it was built again by only one person, and her name is Serenity Jane. And it's actually almost the western point you can have in France. So it's so actually, if you see it's the ocean that's here. It's not the sea; it's the Atlantic Ocean. We are in Brittany, if I'm not mistaken.
Yes, we are.
And what's really astonishing of this build is I would say the terraforming around it.
Yeah.
Like the cliffs that go in the
coastline
in the ocean are kind of crazy. The amount of detail that's put in, and also there's a lighthouse and an abbey that doesn't have a roof.
Yeah,
I think it's the ruins of one.
Yeah, I also like the ruins like on the ground, right next to the abbey. It's like.
Yeah, Serenity has a very vivid memory of this place because I believe she was born here and raised here as a child.
I remember seeing
to Brest.
Yeah, I remember seeing pictures of her building the place when being at the actual place. I don't know if a lot of people do this, but it's fun to see. And even behind, there's the beginning of a small village or city. I don't know.
And a field.
Yes.
The fields are the most impressive part.
The fields look really cool.
About half of France is still farm, so we are very excited to see what she does to cover most of that area in beautiful fields, because flying over France and seeing those fields is one of the best parts about it.
Yeah. Cool. Okay. Definitely a whole different style of building than what I've seen already. But
there are a lot of styles in France, actually. I think it's one of the countries with the most diverse architectural styles.
And then next up, we go to probably what you've seen a lot more of. We go to La Défense.
Yeah.
which is the business district of Paris. It's one of the most famous business districts in the world, probably outside of Wall Street, Times Square, and just of Manhattan.
I checked, and it's actually the biggest one in Europe, apparently.
Very interesting.
I wasn't expecting it, but apparently it is.
Okay.
And this,
Wow. Okay.
basically, this area is huge, so we'll probably not cover everything.
Yeah, there is too much.
Yeah, there are a lot of skyscrapers. It's actually the only place where there are skyscrapers in Paris. Well, the La Défense is not exactly in Paris. It's in the neighborhood. It's
Mhm.
like, what, 10 minutes or outside of it, maybe?
I think it is about. I believe actually, the bridge at the front. Once you cross over it, you are
Oh, you're
back
in
into
Paris?
Paris. Yes, I believe so.
Well, it's right next to it. And yeah, the number of buildings that are built here is really amazing. You could get lost in it because it's huge.
Yeah. I must tell, this is just, I mean, if you like compare it to like the American architecture with the skyscrapers, it just like looks different.
There is
looks really,
two
really
buildings
modern and
especially that
really-
stand out very differently from
No,
almost
it's
all American
cool.
cities.
If you go, basically, there's a big diagonal on the northwest.
Yeah, there is a
diagonal.
large plaza that just keeps going that way, but
And
you
if
will
you go
eventually find the Grand Arch de la Défense. And before you say anything, yes, we know it doesn't look like an arch. It looks like a box.
Oh, it's like
I think he's lost. Wait, I'm gonna TP you there.
a bit lost. Yes, I'm just looking at all the
Yeah,
different
I know.
buildings.
Yeah, there are
huge.
too many. And what's even crazier is 90% of this is two people, Komuk and Seguji.
Again, cool.
I'll TP you if you don't mind.
I would say
Yeah, sure.
those two are probably more thankful for stack commands than any person alive.
Yes.
So here is the
Okay.
Grand Arch, so the big arch.
Yeah.
Again, it's one of these
Wow.
builds that looks terrible, kind of terrible with the lighting inside.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's so dark. True.
Yeah,
But
it's too dark. In real
what's
life,
very
it looks
interesting about this building is if you were to stand on these steps in real life, you could see the Arc de Triomphe about 3 to 4 kilometers away. You could see, on a perfectly clear day, and if you had good enough eyes, you could see the Louvre. Because in front of us is a perfectly straight stretch of road down the Champs-Élysées.
Okay, so this is a problem of Minecraft, I guess. It's just
Yeah, I was going to say, you really can't do that in Minecraft. Computer would
you'd need
explode.
a few thousand of chunks
thousand
distance.
chunks random distance.
Yeah.
Okay, what is this? Like a big hole, like a parking? No, what is this now?
Oh,
It's not
so
parking,
this
but-
is the constructions of a subway station that we just had to cover up. We are hoping to try and get a decent working metro just for this purpose of warping. We will probably have it just be warps at each train station to the next one down the line.
Would be a cool thing, yes.
Yeah, just trying to make it so that people have an easier time when they visit instead of trying to go through a very long list of warps. They can just get on the metro and travel, and make it a lot more like actually traveling around the city in real life.
Yeah.
So yeah. So the next warp is going to be Le Pinotradam. Again, it's a small village in France. It's around 1K inhabitants. So I would say it's, yeah, you can categorize it as small. It's basically the same size as the first village we saw, Turen, the one we did in 48 hours as an event. But this one was done in a few months and by, again, 2 builders only. So these are Max Drey and Audrey. And yeah, they did their village by themselves. And it stretches quite far, actually. You can see a lot of detail put again in everything, basically. There are trees, there are houses, there's a cemetery again somewhere.
Near the spawn.
Yeah. And also like a wine field.
Where are you?
Yes, I believe the fields. I don't know if they are vineyards specifically.
Yeah, vineyards. I don't know.
Yeah.
But it looks
you
cool.
can see the cemetery looks cool,
cool,
actually.
Okay.
nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh yeah,
All
I see
looks
the
cool.
one. Yeah, I think this is for. I think it's for. Yeah, another of these small villages built by 1 or 2 people.
And also the style of the village, you just find this almost nowhere else in Europe or in the world.
It's a bit different because like it looks like the village, like the houses are only one floor maximum. Like what I mean is that the houses are very
Yeah,
small in
possibly 2 at most.
height.
Two.
Yeah, 1 or 2. Well, like the village we saw, Trakheim, the houses were much bigger in size.
Yeah.
Mhm.
So I guess that's different styles in different regions.
Yeah, one of the major things to look at is the roof. The roof will always get more and more pointed the higher north you go
True, actually.
because of snow.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah, but this is just a lot of very I mean, I'm 6 hours behind everybody on here, and at 3 a.m. for France, I see Max Troy just up making fields and making more houses. So he is very dedicated. He is
Yeah.
also one of our other admins.
I think you have to be to do that much.
Oh,
Yeah, for
yes.
sure.
Wow.
I could.
Yeah, cool. Okay, so it's like you go to the location, you fly around in the beginning, and then you just like go on flying in one direction. It doesn't end. It's so impressive. Cool. Really, really cool.
Yeah. So now we go from a small village to an engineering marvel, and that is the Viaduct de Melao. Now this is in South France. It's connected to a small village.
Ooh.
So you know why they decided
I
to
think the
build
best
one of the world's tallest bridges to connect the valley. I don't know, but
the
it is
best
one
would
of the
be to
world's
see
tallest bridges.
some actual pictures in real life because in Minecraft you cannot see the whole bridge. It's too
Yeah,
big.
it's
It looks
two
like
and a half kilometers
like-
long.
and it's
So
200
Wow.
or 300 meters high, something like this.
actually,
It's
it is the tallest bridge in the world and is 343 meters high,
Yeah, what is this? It's so high.
and also cost about 400 million euro. So that's fun.
Oh,
And it cost you
cheap.
about 7 euro to cross
Okay,
it.
well.
So hopefully they'll pay that off before his sun death. But yeah, this was entirely
Okay,
one person.
cool.
This was Mick, who is pretty infamous. I think this was one of his last builds before he took his hiatus.
Okay.
Yeah,
But
and
like
he
I
actually,
said, you might want
For-
to look this one up in like a photo because Minecraft doesn't do it justice.
Yeah.
for the fun fact, some people tried to do renders of the build, and so they had to take some schematics of it, and I think they have like 80 or 90 different schematics of the build because it's like too huge. So they cannot just create one big schematic. It would be like billions of builds.
But are there already renders of the?
I'm not sure
the bridge?
because like 2 days ago I saw that they were trying to find which program could actually
Handle it.
handle. So I'm not sure you will have
Cool.
one.
I think real life photos are the only way to accurately portray it. But what's even more interesting is, like we mentioned, our world editing script earlier. He had to do it for this entire valley, so he ended up writing a script for it that it would just do it while he was offline because it was too much land to ever do it by hand. Because he couldn't do a
Okay.
large command, it
So
just
it's-
constantly crashed the server. So he had to.
So this is the whole valley is edited.
Yes.
The whole valley around
Cool.
the bridge, basically.
And we go to the Pla de la Bosse, which is probably the most famous monument in Bordeaux.
We have definitely seen that in.
Yeah, you've probably seen it somewhere, but just never knew where it was from.
It was
So
built
this,
like at the beginning of the project, I think. Like
I think we made it, yeah. We
Like
made it
May?
into the beginning of summer.
Was quite long.
oh, okay.
So about a month
Quite
or
long
two
ago,
after the
yeah,
project
but
began,
okay.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But it does
Yeah.
look cool.
So it was me, I'm going to say his 3 names because I don't know which one he is right now. La Gromula, Muhammad, and Raf.
okay.
But it was me and him, and then also Bizabi, but he is not part of the project anymore. No one's seen him for a while. But this palace is famous because of the reflecting pool, which we had to do using fast commands to actually get water that was less than a block thick.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Interesting. Cool. I didn't know that it's possible in Minecraft. Cool.
Yeah, we've had to use it in other places, like many of the famous fountains in places like the Louvre.
It does look cool.
It does look very cool, so. But sadly, the backside of this has not been finished. It is just the famous front, but most people, when they think of this place, they don't ever think of the backside of the building, so we're good.
Yeah, if I take the screenshot from the front, you don't see it.
Oh, yes.
Okay, but really impressive building, and you did a really good job on that. Cool.
And then so I guess we can go to the last warp, which is even more impressive, I would say.
Oh yeah.
Oh yes.
The most famous, probably.
Everyone knows it. Probably one of the most famous monuments in the world, and it's just the Eiffel Tower, which was built by Asgendara. He built it he started it really early in the project, and he didn't finish it yet, but the main structure of it is done. Only some, let's say, details could be added, like
the elevators and the
elevators. Yeah. But yeah, the whole Eiffel Tower in Minecraft, done.
Yeah, we've seen so many updates on this. It was
I remember.
He had a break. He did a lot of on everything. He spent a lot of time, but now it's finished. It's really impressive.
15 seconds to fly all the way up.
Yeah, and also unless you crank your vertical render distance up, you can't see the bottom. And it was also one of the main reasons why we did not want Paris to become the vanilla city was this tower could not exist.
Okay, this height is higher than...
Oh, it's much higher.
255.
Yeah. Even if we put it on y=0, it can't exist.
Yeah, okay.
But
I wouldn't have believed that ever in my life I was standing on the top of the Eiffel Tower right now. Cool, okay. So
for the fun fact,
these
the same
probably the most famous.
Yeah, probably. The same architect that did the Eiffel Tower also did the Statue of Liberty in New York. So
it was a gift, right, from the
France. It was a gift from the French to the Americans. The same guy did the Eiffel Tower and the Statue of Liberty.
And what's even cooler is Asgendara tweeted a render of this tower and got a response from the actual official Eiffel Tower. So it is now officially canonized by them. It is now official.
We got an answer from the tower.
Yeah, the tower was like, damn, I like your Kaji.
We see it may seem not that hard to build that, but I mean, all these blocks, you have to somehow find out where they are.
He didn't just wing this, he planned it meticulously.
Yeah, I can believe
You can see one section as a frame, and this was early stage.
I'm just flying through the
lattice,
steel struts. It's just so, I mean, all these blocks, you have to know where they are. And
he actually overlapped some actual outlines of the tower with Minecraft blocks to try to make it as real as possible. And the fact that the Eiffel Tower is not straight in Minecraft is even worse. It doesn't help, but
it looks even better because of it.
Yeah, it looks amazing, seriously.
And Asgendara is currently to our left working on the Champ de Mars, which is the field that the Eiffel Tower sits in. We hope to have that done as soon as possible, so that way people can come and visit the Immaculate Gardens and even go up to the top of the tower one day.
Yeah, really impressive. Probably the most impressive single build in the whole project.
So far, yes.
Whoa.
I would say yes too, but then I'm maybe a bit biased.
I was going to say, if you're on the team, I feel like you would want that to happen.
So
yeah, pretty much. I think that's it, right?
Yeah, we showcase some of the builds we did.
Yeah, we still have a couple that
I mean, I think it was the most impressive showcase so far, because I mean, yeah, it's so many detailed and really well built buildings. Wow, it was really, I mean, we've seen some stuff of your build team like in the update episodes and all this, but now actually taking a close look to all these buildings and like the quantity of it is so impressive.
Well,
So,
we have a couple
thank
that
you very much.
you'll have to come onto the server to visit because we have to get people on here somehow.
Yeah, and yeah, sure. And of course, if you just want to take a look at all this by yourself, they're offering guided tours, just like as I just did. And if you're interested in France or just like cool Minecraft builds, definitely check this out. Join the Discord. The link will be in the description, and you can just apply for a tour and maybe even
you can
start
always
helping.
send messages to me if you want a tour in English. I am the international tour guide for the French server. So if you ever want a tour around, I would be glad to give one. But we will try to host them, I think, every 3 months.
Okay.
So we actually see some progress on builds, showcase different builds also.
Mm-hmm.
The most
Like I said, one of the builds that is finished but we could not show today is the Arc de Triomphe.
Yeah.
And also
huge landmark.
Yeah. Also, the Notre-Dame de Paris and the Louvre are currently under construction, but we are hoping to have those available to showcase as soon as possible.
Yeah.
Sadly, the Louvre is taking forever because I decided that I would add an interior.
Okay. We'll see that probably in the future then. So
give it a year.
Yeah. So thank you very much for the showcase and
thank you for coming on.
Yeah, sure. And was really impressive, and I hope to see more interesting and cool screenshots of you in the future. Thank you. Bye.
Bye.